In 2010, South Africa hosted the first World Cup on the African continent. Sadly, the national team failed to progress in the tournament, not even making it out of the group stages of the competition. From this humbling experience came a sound that would soon dominate the world in a different way. Young producers were experimenting with music production software that offered a wide range of sounds at basically no cost. That software was none other than FL Studio. At the time, this digital audio workstation had already become well known for being utilized by EDM artists such as Avicii and Porter Robertson, but this was different. A more organic and soulful genre with a groove unlike any other. In the township of Soweto, as well as cities like Johannesburg and Pretoria, these young producers began exchanging a new kind of dance music. Slow piano chords, anchored by a bass voice no one had heard before. The log drum. A harmonic sound, which lies somewhere between a kick, a bass, or a percussion sound. The plugin responsible for this definitive sound was none other than the Fruity DX10, a humble stock plugin which came free with the program. In fact, FL Studio provided all the plugins needed to produce this new genre-bending sound, all in one place. Even with only a demo version on a basic computer, users were able to create dance floor bangers. Some noteworthy third-party software these pioneering producers made use of would include Purity, a rompler with many lush keyboard sounds, known to be easy on the CPU. Xpand 2 was another lightweight instrument VST with a huge number of organic presets. But for the most part though, you could make complete songs with only the synths and effects provided in FL Studio. Of course, achieving such a rich sound with a limited set of tools was nothing short of brilliant. Ironically, the now all too well-known sound wasn't an instant hit, not even in South Africa. Record labels and mainstream DJs rejected it for years. But on the streets, a handful of bedroom producers, armed with cracked laptops and pure instinct, rewired the rhythm of a nation and then the world. In the mid-1990s, there were already some township genres like Kwaito and mid-tempo, but these could be described as subgenres of hip-hop and house music. By the early 2010s, producers were ready for something new. They reached back to jazz chords and lounge melodies, slowed the tempo, and layered the log drum with a unique effects chain to create what we now know as Amapiano. A unique genre that steered away from the typical rules of creating electronic music. Kicks were tucked away under the bass, synth lines took on the role of timekeepers. The result was a deliberate mimicry of organic motion. Humanized MIDI, layered sampled keys, subtle reverb tails, and groove quantization that felt hand-played. It had the warmth of a real room, even though it was born in a digital one. Here's the part history almost missed. Without ImageLine, the company behind FL Studio, the world would not have been gifted with the genre we have come to love so much. Most of those early producers didn't own SSL consoles or vintage synths. They had old laptops and FL Studio's free demo version. They made do with various workarounds to reach the final product. The piano roll let them craft those warm, swung chords. Stock plugins became the log drum, the shaker, and the Rhodes. Tutorials and community channels later decoded the tricks, but the pioneers were just making do and making magic. Unlike EDM, Amapiano never stopped being about the groove. It proved that global success doesn't require massive production budgets. It requires something that's harder to buy. A fresh rhythmic instinct and the courage to use whatever tools are at hand.